Just got out of the Uber here at Pier 76 for HYROX today. And driving up here, a block from here, I just looked across the water and I saw UBS Wealth Management, the building that I used to work in back in 2013, 2014. And it's a surreal feeling that I can see it right here from the pier today because my life is completely different. And it has me in my feels. I don't know where my life would be if I hadn't gone that route. When I was in that office, I actually took the time to send a message to my wife, Erin, who was not my wife at the time, and I went out to visit her in Texas from that text message. So it's kind of like a 10-year journey that has come back to this pier, and I'm looking forward to leaving it all out there today in this new life that I have. Continue on this journey.
3 days post HYROX New York City, I want to give a little bit of a recap. Before we do that, shout out to Robin and Gus, who are competing at the World Championships this Saturday in Nice, France. They are two guys that train here in Austin, Texas, and are an inspiration to our local community and people in the HYROX community. Good luck, guys. Good luck to everybody competing. I actually got to compete in the World Championships in Vegas a couple years ago. It was an amazing experience. So I'm looking forward to hearing all about it from those that get to compete this year. But back to the New York City HYROX recap. All I have to really say is, wow. I really don't know how there's going to be another HYROX event like that. Literally, there wasn't a cloud in the sky that day. It was warm and sunny, and thousands of people came out to race and support. The energy level was unmatched, and it's something that really took my breath away. And since it's been a couple days since then, I've been reflecting back on my journey to even get to that point, because I think that Saturday was the pinnacle of HYROX and what it has been building. Most of the time, these races are indoors and in arenas, which are amazing in and of themselves. They provide a wonderful experience, and the vibes are always high, and friends, family can come watch. It's dialed every single time. But this event on the pier, outside in the fresh air, where so many people could come and interact with the sport, was a little bit overwhelming in a good way. I think that this past weekend is going to go down as one of the most important days of growing this sport, and anybody that was there probably feels the same way. But how did I even get to that point, or how did I come to racing on this pier in New York City, where I actually used to work right across the river in Weehawken, New Jersey? Pain. The first experience I had with HYROX was pain. Back in 2020, February, one of my friends, Eric, gave me a free ticket to HYROX, and I didn't even look up what it was. I had no clue. I just said yes. It was going to be a new experience in the fitness world, which I love. So I go there and I got my ass kicked. I think I ran like a 141, 144, something like that, which is terrible compared to where I'm at now. And it's something that really changed my life because of how bad I did. I saw other people passing me, and it frustrated me and made me realize that I wasn't as good as I thought I was. It was a huge ego check. And I think that this sport does that to a lot of people, but it does it in a good way. It doesn't do it where it beats you down and you want to give up. It does it to the point where when you do a HYROX, you're left feeling like, damn, I completed something really hard. However, I know that if I put the work in practice, I can come back and I can do something even more incredible. And that's what it made me feel like in 2020. And every year since, I've been competing in this sport. In 2021, I also didn't do as well as I wanted to in that first race back. It was something that I started to train for and get better at, but I still really didn't understand the amount of effort that needed to be put in to get great at it. And if I flash forward to this race this past weekend, the beauty of this sport is it has the ability to do singles, and you have the ability to do doubles, and you have the ability to do relays. So there's something for everybody. I used to compete in singles and compete for myself because I wanted to go to the world championships. And as soon as I did that, I took a step back and realized that my place in the sport was really more about building community and camaraderie and helping other people get involved. Getting dozens of people from our local gym here in Austin, Texas to do this race. I've gotten people from across the United States to do this race, and I've competed in doubles with numerous amounts of people who I've run a sub 1 hour with, all the way to, I just did a 105 with my buddy Peter, who before that ran a 121. So we got him a 16-minute PR. I shifted my goals over the years with this sport, and that's a huge reason that I love HYROX is there's something for everybody. It's not just about hitting podiums, and I want to be the guy that really speaks to that you don't have to go out there and try to hit a podium. You're just out there to try and improve yourself each and every time. And when I think about recapping New York City, one of my goals of New York City was not only to get Peter a PR, but to be able to be out there all day and be a passenger and supporter of other people and helping them achieve their goals. That's something I wanted to do, as well as I wanted to explore New York City and really push the pedal to the metal on what I could achieve in an entire day. I ended up doing like 45,000 steps in the day. I was up at 5:30 in the morning and went till 11 p.m. at night. And total mileage was probably like 20 plus on the day, including the fitness side of HYROX. I also was hanging out and having fun and dancing at the Power Lift Recovery Island. They did an amazing job of mimicking what Coney Island was. It was super cool. They had ice bath, sauna, a dunk tank, Nathan's hot dog stand, and they were giving out Powerlift the entire day. So shout out to the team at Powerlift. Y'all crushed it. They were there the entire day, and it impresses me. That's the other thing about HYROX that impresses me a lot is the people that are working the event are putting in more effort and energy, I think, than those who are racing it. They literally are there all day cheering people on. Shout out to Daniel Gertner, who leads the charge when you're coming out of the chute, when you first start the race. She's the hype girl. She's out there all day on the mic, and it's incredible to watch everybody that comes together. So that's a little bit about like how leading up to the race, and then the vibes of the race are really what I was going into the race with. And now that it's been a couple days and I'm sifting through like what's the next goal for myself, I think about the feeling I get when I do races like this, especially when it's experiential, meaning this peer race was potentially once in a lifetime. They could do it again next year and the years after, but I don't know if the weather will be the same. I don't know if the setup will be the same. It was awesome. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to run it with a couple of my friends that are there right now. Like I took this as a one-in-one experience. This is gonna be a once in a lifetime experience. And that's really what I'm trying to do with my fitness these days is think about how can I enjoy experiences, new experiences each and every year that add value to my everyday life. And that's something that I hope HYROX takes to heart, is that they're providing these one-of-one experiences, especially when they do things like having a race on the pier and they try these things that are risky. Like they could fail at these things, but you are leaving an impression on so many people and changing so many people's lives purely because you're taking that risk. So it's something that I don't take lightly. And when I think about my own brand and the things that I do in the business world, it's how can you take calculated risks to leave that impression, that positive impression on other people. And that's what they did at that race. It was also really cool to just see how many spectators there were. I think there was a lot of people that have never even heard of this sport that walked through the entrance at that pier, and I know are now considering joining a race and signing up for a race. And I saw on social media that there was people that did their first race on the pier, and now that they're already thinking about signing up for the next race. And it's something that I love to see. I'm not really going to go into the details of how the race went for my partner and I. I really just wanted to give a recap on the entirety of the experience, how I even got there, and why I believe that HYROX should continue to invest in experiences like this. What's coming up next is the World Championships, and then we'll go into a new season. It's something that I'm looking forward to and working to reflect and understand even more so, where do I see myself in the sport moving forward, because I did crush the race and was able to run around New York City afterwards, and it made me feel really good. Is it something where I want to improve my times and get better, or is it something where I just want to get new people involved each time? Do I want to compete with my wife again and see if we can do sub 1 hour? There's a lot going through my mind when it comes to these different races, but for now, I'm going to just cherish the fact that I had potentially a once in a lifetime experience, and I got to experience that with some other people that I love to compete with. For now, I'm just going to go into my summer training block and figure out what's next. See you guys next time. Drive on.